Alright, so let's do some graphing. It's going to go similar to what the same techniques that we used before to graph parametric equations. We make a chart. We fill in the points. Let's have some standard equation here, like r is equal to 5 cosine theta. I took some time and I wrote down some angles here. These should all be degrees. And for every one of them, like 0, we would plug it into the cosine and multiply times 5 and get the corresponding r. And in this way you can fill out this table. I did it beforehand so we could save some time on this part of it. Now we just have to take these points and plot them here and connect the dots. So for starters, let's go with red, and let's go with a little bit of a thicker marker here. So at 0, 5, what does that mean? That means you first face the 0 degree direction, right? You're facing that way, and you go that direction 5 units. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the spot right here, 5. And then you face the 15 degrees direction. That means you're facing 15 degrees that way, and you go out 4, almost 5, 4.8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.8. That would be the spot right there. For 30 you go 4.3. For 45 you go 3.5, 1, 2, 3, 3.5. For 60 you go 2.5. That would be 1, 2, 2.5. For 75 you go 1.3. For 90 you'd go 0. And then for 120, now you're facing that direction, 120. That direction. For 120 you're going to go negative 2.5 units. So when you're facing that way, you've got to walk backwards 1, 2, 2.5 units. Okay, same thing for 150. When you're looking at 150 you got to walk backwards 4.3. So that would give you 1, 2, 3, 4.3, somewhere there. For 180 you're facing that way, 180, and you're walking backwards 5 units. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're back where you started. If you trace that, you went this way, all the way around. Of course, you made it back where you were. It's famously a circle with diameter 5, position on the right side of the x-axis. Somebody knows that. Polar coordinates, famous polar graph. That was too easy. Shall we try another one? Alright, by the way, I'm going to put these slides up on your assignments page so that you can go on and maybe print them, and maybe on your iPad, or actually print them on paper. Go on and do these assignments yourself so that you can own it and make it your own. Every one of these slides, I think you should understand what's going on. Alright, let's try another famous one. R is equal to 6 sine 2 theta. If you're a beginner, I would recommend you make a chart here. Pick some random thetas. Fill them in there to see what you get for r's, and then plot the points. At 0, I've got 0. At 0, I got 0. At 15, I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that was not good. Here's 15. At 15, you have 3. 1, 2, 3. At 30, you have 5.2. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.2. 45, you have 60. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 45 you have 6. At 60 you have 5.2. So look at 60, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.2. 75 you have 3, 1, 2, 3. And 90 you have 0. So what you've done so far is you've traced out something that resembles this sort of shape. Then you go for 90 degrees, we stopped at 90. 120, that you're looking at that way, 120 you're at negative 5.2. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.2. And at 150, again you're at 5.2. That's 150 backwards, 5.2, right on there. I could tell you what's happening here. You're tracing another little petal like this. And of course you keep going, so you're going to be tracing out these petals. The more points you plot, the better your graph will be. Something like this. There you go, famous rose with 4 petals for a sine of 2 theta. That's your first introduction. That's how you get your hands on it. And then there are more sophisticated ways of understanding this. But perhaps this is not the place or time for it. This was just a little intro. The other thing you can do that I recommend that you do is you should do some flashcards for the basic ideas. The flashcards, I've posted a link here. You click on it and it takes you to a bunch of flashcards that have you practice the definitions and the famous graphs. You see here you're required to practice what is y. Y we said was r is equal to times sine. R square was equal to x squared plus y squared. Famous graphs, famous ratios, that's a tangent, pedals, all these you should become really familiar with, and you'll get the hang of it once you do a few of these flashcards. This is just the very essentials that you'll be practicing. So the link is there, you should practice it. I think we're ready to move on to some calculus. This is just a little review from polar coordinates. I think we should let's see, do some calculus, yeah? Tangent slopes, how does that sound? Tangent slopes, areas, and arc lengths. Let's do that when we come back.